Introducing our first fighter out of the blue corner. Coming in from South Minneapolis, Minnesota, a fight style of a brawler. Tipping the scales at 215 pounds, wearing the black trunks. Making his debut, fighting out of Valhalla Combat, Joe the Woodsman Sattler. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner from New Ulm, Minnesota. A freestyle fighter, tipping the scales at 224 pounds, wearing the green trunks with his with an MMA record of 1, fighting out of the Fight Squad MMA, Colin Rubie. Your referee for the evening, Chris Claveter.
Chris Claveter, third man in the ring. We have got Colin Rubie in the green trunks, and we've got Joe Sattler in the black trunks. We're going to get this fight going. You know, both these guys seem pretty relaxed for their first fight, Jeremy.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's been marinating for 6 months now. The same fight.
I guess it's different. Like when you should have fought 6 months ago. That's for sure.
Yeah, they're definitely ready.
And I tell you what, Joe Sattler is, for a guy that lost all that weight, he looks fantastic, man.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice body kick by Rubie, Colin Rubie.
Yeah, Rubie is a chip off the old Fight Squad block, hands down and ready to bang.
Yeah.
Not afraid of getting hit.
Joe Sattler is kind of going in and out with those leg kicks and punches. He's going in, out, in, out. Rubie pushing the press, moving forward.
Rubie's being patient. It seems like he's looking for something a little big.
Well, you're also looking at Colin Rubie also kind of constantly going for the body kicks. Like he's put 3 or 4 kicks right to the stomach.
Yeah, looks like he's and he wasn't able to secure the takedown.
Joe Sattler pinning Colin Rubie up against the cage right now. Working his dirty boxing. I think Colin Rubie's complaining of a groin shot, but he's pushing through it. And I'll tell you what, Joe Sattler right now is expending a lot of energy trying to push Colin Rubie.
He is, and he's got an intense face. Look at his face; he's pretty pumped up. I wonder if he's a little too pumped up. Yeah. The leg kicks hurt him a little bit there. He backed up and kind of grimaced. Oh, nice body kick. He's mixing it up nicely with his kicks here.
Yeah, Colin Rubie's definitely doing that. Oh, another body kick by Colin Rubie, and a flurry by Joe Sattler. You know what? I'll tell you, Colin Rubie, he defended a lot of those punches, Jeremy.
He did, and now he's got a nice guillotine, and I don't know if he's got it finished. It's in there deep. See if he can finish it on the feet.
Joe Sattler is, the veins are popping on his head.
Let it go.
You know what? That was really smart. Colin Rubie, having only one fight, realized if he held on to that too long, he might be burning his arms out.
Yeah, he must not have felt he had it in tight. It looked tight. Ooh. That was a huge right hand throw, and it just missed, and Colin didn't move out of the way. It just missed.
Yeah, heavy right hand by Joe Sattler on the face of Colin Rubie again.
A nice left. Nice dirty box in there.
Yeah, nice left hook by Joe Sattler, followed up by a right. And I think Sattler's expending a lot of energy pushing Colin Rubie against this cage right now.
Yeah, and Rubie's not using any energy.
No, he's not. He's conserving.
You know, he's
Now, this fight just started. Yeah, you got to look at it that way. We're almost 30 seconds left in round 1, and the amount of energy that Sattler is expending is about 3 times as much as Rubie. That's something to watch in the later rounds.
For sure, and maybe in the next round, honestly.
Yes. Especially when you deal with heavyweights.
And your first fight.
Yeah, your first fight.
That first fight jitters.
Adrenaline, for sure. Nice left
now, in his corner, I see we got James Clark and Alex Satrowski in the corner of Sattler. James Clark has not only fought forever, many times himself, and long time high-level grappler.
10 seconds left in the round.
Nice body kick. A nice jab. I like that body kick jab combo he's throwing.
I tell you.
Joe's mouth is still pretty open, and we'll see if he's able to keep his energy levels at level high here.
Chris Claveter in for the save. I tell you what, Chris Claveter is a referee. Got in there right away. He's definitely in control of this spot as a third person. So Joe Sattler sitting on a bench, and he's getting some instructions from the referee about what he can and can't do. I think it's in regards to some of his opened fingers when he's throwing punches. But, you know, as you had said, you got James Clark in his corner and Alex Cietrowski.
Alex is a good high school wrestler. He hasn't done MMA yet for some reason, but he is a 1-0 pro boxer as well.
You know, and if you look at the other side, I mean, if you look at the other side of the ring, you've got Colin Rubie, and he's got Juan Hernandez just kind of, you know, giving him directions in a very calm manner, trying to keep that type of, that same energy that he had shown when he was being pushed up against the fence. Just conserve, conserve, conserve. Very impressed. Very impressive.
Yeah, for sure. I'm curious to see what happens in this round here because Colin, like I said, didn't use up energy, but did land probably the harder shots in that round, in my opinion, even though he might have got outworked a little bit.
Heavy right hand, left right hand from Sattler. And Sattler is moving in and out of the exchanges.
Nice jabbing. You know, the jab's going to be a very effective weapon here for the way Joe's running in with punches. Right there it was.
He's just running in with punches, except he's getting countered. Ooh, that was a
nice
little
leg
low.
kick.
A little low, but Colin Rubie is capitalizing a little bit. Colin Rubie's capitalizing on the body punches every single time Joe Sattler runs in.
He is, and he's landing less, but he's landing more clean shots for sure. And that jab, especially, I think could do. Joe rushes in with punches, and that jab could definitely. It already has paid some dividends, but
yeah,
continue to. Nice body. He throw, you know, for a big guy, he throws a nice. Ooh, that one got him a little bit. Nice body kick.
I'm going to tell you about Colin Rubie. He's just outside of the range of Joe Sattler, and his confidence in regards to understanding the distance between the two of them is somebody that would have much more experience than himself is what he's showing in this bout, because Sattler is just missing on those heavy punches.
For sure, and I think Rubie kind of needs to pick it up here to get the, you know, he's 0-1. I think he needs to put a little more urgency in it and, you know, take the win, not wonder, because right now you don't know how this fight's being scored. Nice right hand.
Heavy right hand by Joe Sattler once again.
Yeah, he's, you know, he found his range and his aim, Mike, this round with that right hand. In the first round he missed it a lot, not this round. There we go, he missed it to the body. That was smart.
Rubie keeps trying to time his entry, try and time Sattler's entry with a stiff jab, and ends with a body kick. Colin's corner's telling him he's got to pick up the pace a little
agree.
bit.
That's good advice.
Oh, low blow by Colin Rubie.
Luckily, Joe doesn't seem too rattled by it, hurt-wise.
Yeah, he's going to be given about 5 minutes in order to figure his situation out. There is the low blow in a replay. Here it comes, here it comes. Nope, not yet. Right.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't super clean, luckily.
You know, and, you know, Jeremy, who this benefits is Sattler. He was burning a lot of energy, as we had, you know, talked about in that first round. And, you know, this little break right here in the action is certainly going to benefit him.
Yeah, you know, Sattler needed the break much more than Rubie, obviously, because Rubie hasn't really been using any energy up.
Which is incredibly impressive for somebody with as limited experience as Rubie has. But as his corner was shouting earlier, he's got to pick it up a little bit. I mean, it's nice what he's doing, but he's got to pick it up a little bit.
Yeah, he's not like, what do you call it? He's not going out there and trying to win the rounds enough. You know, he's not letting his hands go like he needs to.
Yeah. Sattler is still taking his time. He's still taking his time. You got to be real careful. Like when you take too much time, especially when you don't have a lot of in-ring experience, you can experience an adrenaline dump.
Yeah, I think this is probably a smart move though. I think he needed a break. You know, he got it. He obviously took one in the family jewels to get the break, but I think it might have been worth it.
I think he's still hurting a little bit. Like, I don't see, he's not faking this.
No, not at all.
You know, he's not rolling on the ground in agonizing pain, but there we go. Joe Sattler has instructed Chris Clavitar that he's ready to go. Referee's going to instruct both fighters. He's got a warning for Colin Rubie, and we begin round 2. I tell you, that shot by Colin Rubie is something we have not seen up until this point by either of these gentlemen.
No, and you said they're pretty equal wrestlers?
Yeah, I mean, it's, based on the pre-fight interview, certainly appeared that way. Colin Rubie's been training for 3 years. He's a black belt in Taekwondo. Said he did it for 5 years. And I tell you that Sam Hernandez, both the brothers, you can tell there's a lot of love in that camp too with their fighters.
For sure, they're a grassroots gym,
Okay,
Not much happening here.
I think the referee's gonna have to kind of break this up a little bit. For judges, this is actually a really hard round to judge based on the fact that there's a lot of inactivity with that break, and they're gonna have to remember this and add it with what took place in between that 4-minute break.
For sure, and I think Sattler, I actually thought Rubie won round 1, but I don't know that the judges would have because it was so, it wasn't really a dominant win of a round. But this round I thought Sattler definitely got it with his, he landed a few really hard punches, a few nice right hands, and Rubie didn't do as much, and he wasn't very active. He's going to have to lay it on the line here.
Yeah, well, you heard his corner. This might be split down the middle 1-1. If just based on what was coming out of the corner of Colin Rubie, even his going corner saying you got to pick it up. And, that's something that certainly he could do in an instance like this, and maybe take advantage of Joe Sattler, his pace of going in and out, in and out.
For sure.
And I think we should also mention, Jeremy, that this is sponsored by Zebra Mat.
Zebra Mat's the absolute best in the business. They've been a long time, almost 8-9 year sponsor. We really appreciate their support.
Absolutely. Also, ladies and gentlemen, you want some action on MMA? Go to mybookie.ag. Use promo code MMAFUT, MMA Futures, and you get 2 times your deposit up to $1,000 when you use that promo code. So if you deposit $1,000, they give you an additional $1,000 to gamble with. Start of round 3. Ooh, Joe Sattler comes out on fire. Man, Joe Sattler. Oh my God. Joe Sattler is, they're kind of playing handsies right now, and I'm going to tell you what, Colin Rubie is kind of got that time and space down. He is absolutely taking advantage of understanding distance and capitalizing when it comes to punching Joe Sattler. Oh, nice kick to the legs by Sattler again.
He's just beating him to the punch. Rubie's very patient, which can be good, but it's also you're not going to win your fights a lot of the time. There we go. Oh,
heavy punch by Rubie. Sattler is
settle down a little bit here. Oh, hurt him again.
This is that boxing in a phone booth that we had talked about earlier when it came from camps of where Colin Rubie's coming from. Heavy right hand by Joe Sattler, followed by another right hand. And I'll tell you what, Colin Rubie is switching his lead foot. He's having some issues in there right now.
He's taking a lot of kicks, a lot of leg kicks.
Ooh, heavy right hand by Joe Sattler again.
Rubie doesn't seem to see any of them coming. He doesn't care. He never moves his head out of the way.
Or his hands.
Or puts his hands up.
Yeah, his hands up. Yeah, the Woodsman has really turned it on round 3. Ooh, connected with another right hand right at the end of the fist, though. Right hand and another body kick by Rubie. Rubie now pushing forward.
And there's some damage and blood on the nose of Sattler. Nice right hand.
Ooh, another body kick by Colin Rubie. Those are adding up. Oof. I tell you what.
Good job, hurt him.
Yeah, absolutely. Joe Sattler is not taking these well. We got a minute left in the round. If Joe Sattler can get a takedown and ride the round out, it might cement this round for him. It's back and forth, back and forth. Sattler's in his own corner right now. He's got his corners literally inches away from him, receiving instructions. If Sattler can ride this round out in top position.
That was an excellent time to get a takedown.
Absolutely.
Probably the best possible time for him. And he was starting to get hurt on the feet with everything.
Yeah, we
jabs and punches.
Yeah, we saw him get stunned by that one punch, for sure. And, there doesn't seem to be any rush by Colin Rubie to try to get to his feet. There's 20 seconds left in this round. this is not the time to take a round off if you're Colin Rubie. We got 10 seconds left, and I'll tell you what, that takedown may have been the deciding factor in this fight. Joe Sattler may have stole this fight.
Yeah, you know, and Colin, you know, his corner acting to pick it up, and he did. I think so too.
You know, Colin Rubie, I mean, he has the ability to conserve his energy, and he's got an excellent counterpunch. And like right now, he's not bent over, he's not gassed out. I think he's got to kind of understand that, you know, every once in a while, you got to tap that gas pedal. Yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of really hard to learn fundamentals down. He's just going to kind of piece it together.
Yeah, for sure. And he, you know, yeah, it was a little disappointing.
I think we're going
to
to send it to our ring announcer, and we're going to make this official.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have our decision, which has come in. The scores read 29-28. A unanimous decision out of the blue corner, Joe the Woodsman Sattler.
Well, that takedown, that was it.